Stas, you need to start the game.
Yeah, the player actually decides when the game is started, so I guess...
player has to start the game. That's how the map was made.
Yeah.
Seems like they can't hear...
Maybe there's a little bit of a bug here. They can always just, like, quit and, I guess, remake the map if they need to.
Yeah, well, the players... I tried the map, and only the players can, you know, press start the game or quit.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe it's not a referee and just an observer accidentally. That could be an issue as well. That means, of course, the players can't talk to the referees.
Yeah, I think they can't see what the referee's saying right now.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. GG, yo.
Go, go.
Oh, go, go, yo. There we go.
Well, I think that was saying, like, Stats is, like, expecting the game to start, and he's not seeing anything from the referee, so...
That's true. You know what I've noticed? A lot of Korean...
there we go.
Oh, there we go. Ignore what I was about to say. The match is going to start here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fighting Spirit, part of the Swarm edition. And here is our Samsung Con player, Stork, and he is spawning in the bottom left-hand position as the blue Protoss.
His opponent spawning as a red Protoss on the bottom right side on Fighting Spirit. His name is Stats.
So can Stats improve his stats, because they haven't been as great as they used to be, you know? I gotta say, he was definitely one of these players that KT Rolster could just rely on so much.
Remember, he was 9-0.
Yeah, he was 9-0, and now he's, I think, like 11-8, I have to say, something around there. Yeah,
actually, you're dead on.
I am dead on. Yes, a testament to my terrible memory. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but in that case, it did end up working out for me.
Alright, so in StarCraft 1, Stats leads in head-to-head with 4-3 against Stork, and in StarCraft 2, Stats did win against Stork. And now the overall score is 1-0 against Stork. The last match was at Entombed Valley.
Did that guy actually hit his head on the chair in front of him? Because it looked like he went forward so fast and he kind of backed up and he looked a little bit injured there.
Always gotta watch out at OGM when you hide your face.
That's true, man. You could end up getting seriously hurt. Maybe you have to have a trip to the doctor, man. You don't want that.
Oh, always only use your hand, do not duck. Please do not duck.
Now, if you guys have not noticed by now, there's only one geyser in the main base on this map, but fear not, it is a rich Vespene geyser, and it will return 8 Vespene gas per trip. So, you know, you won't see any weird, like, double 15 gas, or, you know, like the 15 and then, like, maybe the 18 gas. You know, the popular gas openings, it's just, people just get their gas early because it's too good to not get it, man.
And I think that's the reason why this became a little more PvP map, because you only have one geyser, so it's really easy to go for it. It's really easy to hide your tech as a Protoss player against your opponent, so that's why a lot more Protoss players are being sent out on this map.
You know what the gas reminds me of on this map?
What?
Well, it's just such a good deal to get the gas. It's almost as good deal as the $5 for Pro League season deal.
Oh, you had to do it.
By the way, guys, $5 for the entire season of Pro League. What better time than to shout out for that than when comparing it to Vespene gas?
These $5 things are evolving every single day, man. It's like first we try to compare it to Subway, and now trying to compare it to Vespene gas inside the game.
It's evolution of a salesman.
I guess that's quite true.
Mothership Core on the way for our Samsung Con player. In addition, our KT player is getting it as well. Also, he's getting his Warp Gate research, but interestingly, we're not seeing any Warp Gate quite yet from Stork here. Could that be a mistake?
Well, he's known to go for some type of display in the past, but we're going to have to see for another minute or two.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so he wanted to squeeze out the Twilight Council before the Warp Gate, but his opponent is going for Stargate.
Yeah, so the Stargate, what I have noticed recently in my latter musings is that players have gotten good enough to deal with Dark Templar by opening Stargate nowadays. They have their oracles pretty much prepared for the DTs.
I don't think that was ladder.
Well, for me it was.
Well, one of the matches that I saw at Code A.
Oh.
Cough, cough. But yeah, I have to say, a lot of these players, you know, when they go for the DT, and he tries to block the probe from seeing the DT, but that's not going to work out.
Yeah, the probes gave up halfway. They're like, oh, he's going to see it, and then they kind of like, all right, well, whatever.
So we're going to have to see if Stork is actually going to still go for the DT or change up his game plan.
Well, I mean, at this point, he could add maybe the, he could go for like the Archon push. Get that one Archon and just push with a lot of units and use that Archon to break the force fields. But the biggest issue is going to be, you know, we could see an Oracle on the way really fast here, and that can easily go to Stork's main base. And look at this, the Mothership Core, it will be able to scout this unit.
Yes. That was really close by the Mothership Core, and he sees the Oracle, so now he could defend against it no problem. And I also expect Stork to not make any Dark Templars, maybe some Archons for defense, but not offensive. You know, I was thinking since the DT was a little bit earlier in the game, maybe he could have gone for a Blink instead of DTs, you know, cancel it after showing it, but it seems like he just went to finish off the DT, and here comes the Oracle.
All right, the Oracle's going to move in here, but it won't be able to do any damage, but now we have some more units moving in here from our KT player, going to try to use the units and open a window for this Oracle to do damage.
Well, he does have the Mothership Core, and here comes the cannon against the Stalkers, but will he snipe the Mothership Core?
Yes, he does get the Mothership Core. Excellent snipe there by Stats, and now he's going to move out without losing a single unit.
But I still have to say that was excellent micro by Stork, because some players try to hold on a second.
We have a Dark Templar moving into the main base of his opponent here, sniping off that probe, but now the force field goes down, and the Observer comes out as well, so that gives Stats enough time to defend against the Dark Templar harassment, and pretty much the DTs will be nullified here.
Well, I want to go back to the Stork's, actually Stats' push and how Stork defended against it. Normally, the players would try to go for the Stalkers and the Zealots when his opponent pushes up, and that's when the Oracle actually goes into the middle line and snipes it off. Stork knew what was going to happen, so he pulled the probes away from the top line. He pulled 2 Stalkers to go for the Oracle, and here's a push by Stork.
All right, Stork, though, it's not going to, he doesn't have enough units to make this attack work here. Mothership Core with the Time Warp as well, providing extra defense boost there, and the Oracle moving in here, but there are 2 Stalkers waiting here already, and this Oracle is only going to be able to snap off a few probes before being forced to retreat.
Yeah, but still doing a lot of damage right now with the Oracle and still keeping it alive. That's the most crucial part for Stats. Even if he loses a few HP on the Oracle, as long as he kills as many probes as possible with the Oracle. He already got 3 kills. He could go for extra, you know, maybe 2 or 3.
Also, I have noticed that we are seeing an Immortal being built from Stats here, so he wants to make sure that his ground army can compete with this Gateway heavy army early on. What do you think about doing that instead of just, you know, focusing on Stargate?
Well, if you go for the Stargate, you get this huge timing window where you just don't have enough units, and the Protoss player, they could try to mass up Stalkers, use Blink Stalkers, or even Storms to counter the air army. So I think it's better for players nowadays to, you know, maybe get like, you know, 1 Void Ray at a time, but do not focus on getting too many Stargate units out.
And we have a little bit more harassment here coming from this Oracle, trying to snap up a few more of those probes. Only getting 1 more, though, unfortunately, and we do have Blink being researched for our Samsung Com player, but we have the Colossus being built right now from Stats. So overall, it looks like Stats, he's going to have the stronger ground army.
Oh, definitely at this point. I mean, he has a Colossus. He's getting 2 Immortals at a time. So, I mean, not at a time, but he already has 2 Immortals mixed in. And the Oracle is still moving around the map, harassing. Look what Stork has right now. He only has 3 gateways. He does have the Robo, but he doesn't have a Stargate tech. So, I mean, the only thing that he could transition is going into the Colossus, the regular Rings of Liberty PvP play, but his opponent is already ahead when it comes to it.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, Stork, he could go for risky play, like going for the double Stargate. Oh, if he could snipe off this Oracle, that's going to be huge there. And some damage is going to be done to it, but it will survive to harass another day. Still quite annoying, though, to have to deal with that Oracle there. And now it looks like Stats, he's getting ready to move across the map here. He hasn't really built too many probes here. If you look at the probe count, 32 to 42. So this attack is crucial if Stats wants to do some damage here.
Well, Stats could do a lot of damage because look at the supply count. 102 to 92, and Stats has less probes, which means that he has much larger army than his opponent. He needs to rely on Nexus Cannon, and he's even building a cannon for himself to buy some time. Really nice pull by probes away from the Oracle, but is that going to be enough?
I don't know. There's just the unit count for stats is just out of control right now. Excellent blink to snipe down that Colossus there, but the problem is there are 2 more Immortals. There are a humongous amount of Stalkers here, and the Zealots in the front still doing a lot of damage. There's simply too many units here for Stork to deal with.
Oh yeah, and look at this really nice force field blocking off the Immortal, and now the Nexus and the probes are going to go down. Even trying to use the probes to buy some time, but those are 2 Immortals, those are 4 Stalkers, and those are a few Zealots. Look at the supply.
The supply, 43 to 84, the Nexus going down as well. That's going to be it. Stork calls the GG. So stats bringing it back for KT Rulster. It looks like we are going to be going into the 6th set now, and from the looks of things, I want to say that the next matchup, by the way, it's going to be Jongbi versus Myungsik, but I think that Jongbi should be able to win the next game, and I think we're going to go into an ace match.
Well, it's a PvP, and you never know what's going to happen.
That is true. It is PvP. So many different build order options. It's so much harder to call that matchup than others.
I mean, even look at this game. Going into DTs, and you don't even have to make the DTs. Maybe make 1 or 2 to snipe 1 or 2 probes, and then make Archons to pressure.
Yeah, exactly.